Oh my God, I love and appreciate y'all that have been here all day. I've been live pretty much the last couple of hours. So shout out to all of you, Vanjie, Debbie, 𝗠𝗲𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 Who else am I missing? Crease, Sane, Sarah Boone. Yes, here we go. We're gonna do like an hour of Sarah Boone, and then I want to do late night tonight. So I'll start probably having my drinks after this live, and then we can do 𝗠𝗲𝗵𝗆𝗆. Will you guys be able to do it or no? Be here for late night lives. I don't know. It'll be late. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But we're gonna listen to 3 more Sarah Boone calls from the call series from Third Rail. Shout out to them. And then we're going to just get into maybe 1 or 2 of the journals so we don't make this live super long. I just wanted to, I was in a Sarah Boone mood. I don't know. It's probably crazy, but anyways, please hit the like button on your way in. Shout out to all the replay viewers. Shout out to all of you for being here. Yes, Debbie, I know you are, Debbie. You always stay supporting me. I'll never forget it. I appreciate you. Same with Vanjie and Sane and everybody. Yay! Crease is here too. I knew it. See? I just said that. I was like, Cree will be here. Born Twice, what up? Okay, let's get started. We'll listen to a couple of Sarah Boone calls and then we'll jump over to 𝗠𝗲𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆 if you guys are still up for it. If not, we can always move 𝗠𝗲𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 to tomorrow. So 2025 jail calls. One is only like 9 minutes. And one's 15, so shouldn't be too bad. But please hit the like button. Hey, Nemo sign. Hey, Ramon, no shout out to you. Yeah, I just was in a mood today. I had a lot of energy, and also I have a collab coming up. I'm excited about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you guys think. Let's get started.
From a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
I'll put chat up.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on my way to the airport.
Where are you off to?
Just business stuff. I gotta go to Atlanta. What's going on? How are you?
I'm in a lot of pain and just got back from a medical emergency.
What happened?
Just they won't give me my medication, so they keep giving me ibuprofen, and it's making it worse. So I had to go down to medical and see the triage nurse. So
Your prescription medicine.
Okay.
No.
Oh my God.
Like the girls raided my bed. They took my mat. They took my pillow. They took everything. So I have like this awful, just whatever. Look.
Wait a second. They took all your stuff, and what are you gonna sleep on?
I mean, I have a mat, but it's got tears and holes, and there's no filler to it.
Wait, is it lagging or is it just me? Audio is excellent. Okay, is it just me lagging on my end or is it lagging? Nemo sign says the audio is great. Poor baby, I know. It's lagging. It is. Damn it. The video is. Oh, okay. The video is. Not me. Okay, let me refresh it. Ugh, it's YouTube, I think, then.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Okay, let me replay it. You're not, though. Okay. Let's see if that's better.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on my way to the airport.
Where are you off to?
Just business stuff. I gotta go to Atlanta. What's going on? How are you?
I'm in a lot of pain and just got back from a medical emergency.
What happened?
Just they won't give me my medication, so they keep giving me ibuprofen, and it's making it worse. So I had to go down to medical and see the triage nurse. So
Your
no,
prescription medicine.
no.
Oh my God.
Like the girls raided my bed. They took my mat. They took my pillow. They took everything. So I have like this awful, whatever. Look.
Wait a second. They
I'm so glad they took her pillow.
took all your stuff, and what are you gonna sleep on?
I mean, I have a mat, but it's got tears and holes, and there's no filler to it. And my pillow, this lady took it, and she sleeps next to me, and she says, "What are you gonna do about it?" So I don't have a pillow that's actually comfortable, and I just didn't sleep well last night. I just woke up in a lot of pain. So listen.
They're like, Sarah, what the hell are you going to do about it? You know, I'm a little glad Sarah's getting bullied. I mean, she put her boyfriend in a suitcase and murdered him. Do you know what meds she's supposed to? That's a good question. Hey, Monte. Hey, Q. Glad you made it.
Sorry.
Peter, like this is serious about my appellate attorney, and this is serious about my motion in regards to my extension for my pretrial statement. What am I going to do?
Oh,
I have
God.
no tablet. I can't send you anything.
Oh my God, she's gonna cry.
So okay. Gotta get your tablet. That's gotta be number one. I already sent you a motion. I sent you 2 drafts. I sent you a motion, a draft for.
I'm not going to have my tablet for over a week, so be prepared. I have no tablet. I had to put an inmate request form in yesterday. They won't receive it until Tuesday, and then I have to wait for the man from 𝗠𝗲𝗃 to come to activate my tablet, which is sometime next week or the following Tuesday.
Okay.
This is serious. Like, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown.
Oh
Like, if
my
I'm ever going to
God.
have a nervous breakdown, I'm going to have it now because of this pretrial statement and this parenting plan. And no one can find
So-
an appellate attorney on top of me having this immense, incredible pain.
I sent you 2 drafts of a motion. One to ask the court to extend the family law case. And I also sent Josh Adams an email letting him know, hey, you need to reach out to your client. Her next step is going to be reaching out.
Yeah,
to
it's jail, Sarah, and you're constantly snitching on people in there. You know, she's the one in there writing kites and all this stuff, and so you know the girls in there are like, we don't like her. Yeah, call the ambulance. People in rehab steal others. Yeah, in jail and in prison and everything. She needs to shut up.
court. That's been done. You have in your inbox those 2
She's not at the hotel. She's not like on a vacation.
motions.
I can't do anything with him.
The number one thing you got to do, Sarah, is you got to get your tablet.
I can't do anything. There's nothing that I can't do that I haven't already done.
Is there a friend there that I can send a message to them on your behalf? I mean, other than that, I mean, I can't like send smoke signal. I don't know what else to do.
Okay, listen. You don't understand. If I didn't,
Oh
I'm
my
not even
God.
gonna repeat it. Just you don't understand what state of mind I'm in. I'm going crazy. I'm literally like going crazy. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I have all of these deadlines on top of again this immense, incredible pain. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do that I haven't done already.
No, I know. Like kind of like with the pretrial statement. Remember, I said like you gotta like kind of just like slow down and eat the elephant one bite at a time. Sarah, that's what you have to do right now. So I think the number one thing that you need to focus on is getting your tablet, like getting that activated. I'm like whatever you got to do to get that.
I've already done it.
Okay.
There's nothing else I can do.
When do we think that'll be turned on? Tuesday, you said next week?
No, that's when they'll probably receive my inmate request form.
Okay.
I have 9 days.
It's okay. At the end of the day, Sarah, like you can only do what you can do. You know, if you go in front of the judge, you just say, listen, I haven't submitted this because, and you tell them your motion in court and say, this is the problem. This is what I'm dealing with. It's like out of your control. I mean, stressing about it is not going to help you. I know that's easy for me to to say, and I'm not trying to be dismissive. I get it. So.
Yeah, good point, Austin. Sarah not taking the plea deal will always literally blow my mind. She had a good chance. She would have be out by like 2030, right? If she would have taken it.
I do. But keep our mental health. I think that we gotta like just kind of realize that we're at the mercy of a lot of things that we don't have control over. And if
Am I going to be able to call you this weekend?
Call me on Sunday. Did you talk to the guards about getting you a pillow and a blanket and all that stuff?
Yes, they don't care. I can't even get my medication.
So the people just took your stuff and then and that's it? You can't, unless you want to fight them for it?
There's a lot of things that I need to tell you about. It's priority. It's not priority. Like this pretrial statement and this parenting plan is. You don't understand, Peter. Listen, I fought hard for this sanction, and I got the sanction, and then I got a DR for it, and I lived through the DR. And now I can't
put Amber on there.
What I fought hard for and had a DR for. And I don't want to let the judge down. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
The judge don't give a shit about you, dude.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Brian won't submit the visitation after the judge ordered him to for Lucas.
Like I said, we got to do everything we can that's in our control. And, you know, at the end of the day, like if we don't get there and we got to go in front of the judge.
Did you send an email to ISIS? Because I was hoping that you would send an email to ISIS first and then have to write a motion after she responded to you, because I'm not trying to make a global announcement about my surgery.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you want me to send them, I must have missed that the last call. You want me to send an email to ISIS saying what exactly?
I'm sorry?
About the USB, about access to your files and your tablet?
About the USB with no response, about me being in the hospital for a week and just returning. I have no access to my tablet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a multitudinous amount of, things, hindrances that I don't want them to think that I've just been sitting here sleeping all day and not wanting to do this. I want you to please let her know that I fought for this and I'm trying to do it. But I had no idea that this was going to happen. And I want her to know also that I want to make a global announcement about my surgery, but I have no tablet, I have no USB, I just got pen and paper. Like
Q says, was she after this guy or think he was after her? I think if anything, she was after him, but they were supposed to be doing a documentary together. I don't know if it went anything more than that. She tries so hard to sound smart. I can't believe how much she's whining in this call.
I want them to know that I've been out of commission for an entire week, and it'll be longer than a week to even have access to my tablet.
I think that's the next step. I think I'll send an email to Miss ISIS and I'll ask.
Explain to them I don't want to make a global announcement. You need to explain to them about this, that I'm trying to close the courtroom. Please tell them that I'm trying to close the courtroom for this also.
Yeah, so like the big things are no access to tablet, no access to USB.
I just got back from the hospital.
No pen and paper.
And you need to let her know about these YouTubers and how vicious they are. And just please, God, if you can send that today, because then it'll be...
You need to let her know about the YouTubers and how vicious they are.
Your response hopefully soon, because it's Friday. And
I talked to Julian. You can call him when you get a chance.
What am I calling him for?
Just everything. But he's got some free time, so if you get a chance, I definitely give him a call. I know he wants to.
Okay. Peter, I'm desperately reaching out for help from you with this, because if I could at least just get them to understand where I'm coming from and my circumstances, which have been never circumstances like this before. And I need, please, You have to emphasize this. This can't be sugar-coated. This is do or die at this point. It cannot be, I mean,
do or die.
Please.
What? Send the email to Miss Isis? Yeah, I'm gonna do that for sure.
Yes.
Do
And
or
tell her that
die.
I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. They don't understand the YouTuber. They don't understand that I can't get my USB, that I've been in the hospital for an entire week. I've had to claim a medical emergency from returning. I mean, I don't have my tablet for at least another week or two. They deactivated me. They deactivated me because I was gone for so long.
Yeah, I'll send her an email. I did send the email to Josh.
Please tell them I'm dealing with that also.
And I think what I'll do is I'll send a letter to, I guess, would it be 𝗠𝗃?
Just send it to the clerk of the courts.
I'll send it to the clerk of courts.
Peter, please. Please. Please.
I'll do it. Don't, Sarah, don't worry about it. I got you.
I know, but when? But when?
Oh my
try and get it done
god.
tomorrow. First thing tomorrow. I mean, I'm traveling right now.
I know, but can you write the email while you're on the plane or something, please, to Isis so she knows she's in the office? They won't get it until next week.
Yeah. They're going to get it Monday morning.
Isis will get it today. She'll get the email today. Please, can you just send it to her? She'll get it today.
God.
It's still, what, 10 o'clock in the morning? It's still early.
Yes, I could. Yeah, I could probably send
Like,
it to that.
Sarah,
Please, that's priority.
I get Wi-Fi on.
You're not priority.
So yeah, I could do that.
Please, Peter.
Okay.
Just please give me some peace of mind. Just send the email letting them all know that I'm trying my best. I'm trying to be transparent. And the whole YouTuber thing, I'm trying to close the courtroom. I can't deal with all of this, and I don't want to make all of this known to the world, which is why I'm sending this email.
Okay. Sarah, don't worry. I'll send it today. Don't worry.
Oh, she was tripping about people being in her hearings and stuff and us streaming it.
Please.
Yep, I'll do it.
That is funny.
I'm crumbling, Peter.
You are.
Peter, I'm crumbling.
It breaks my heart. So listen, you gotta like kind of toughen up a bit around those people.
I'm crumbling.
It's not these people. It's me trying to succeed in this family law case that I just got an effing DR for and lived through it. And now I can't do what she gave me as a gift to do 30 days. And then I had surgery. And then on top of everything else. You don't understand, Peter. You don't understand what I fought for. You don't understand how I handled the conversation on the phone and the pretrial conference. You don't understand. And then I got a DR for it.
Well, tell me. How did you handle it on the phone? Like, what happened?
How I represented myself in my pretrial conference. How I was able to get the sanction against them. How I kept myself afloat.
Yeah, I think you did an amazing job.
And now I can't provide what I fought for. That's what's making it so bad. And she's helping me and wanting to listen to me, but then I can't do what she gave me. I need to do this. I need to be transparent, and I need for her to know all of my circumstances. Please.
Yeah, no, I will.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to send this to Miss Isis 100%. I'll do that today. If I get a chance, I'm going to send to the clerk of courts. I'll do the same thing. And we'll have to go from there, right?
Please just send it to Isis first and see what she says, and then I'll do everything else that I can. I have no access to my tablet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but if you could just please send an email like you've never sent an email before about this, please.
Okay.
To Isis.
Yep,
and please just tell them that I'm extremely stressed out and I'm trying to do everything that I possibly can. I just returned on Wednesday evening. And I'm already trying to get whatever it is I can done. No USB, no nothing. No tablet, no pen and paper, nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm in incredible pain. Like, it's just crazy.
Like, what's the pain? Is it like your stomach? Like, what's going on?
Yes, it's in my back. It's just, it's so immense that I feel like I'm going to vomit. Like, and then I'm just supposed to walk around and hold my guts in and just keep smiling. And it's very difficult.
And they're giving you 5 ibuprofen for it.
Welcome to jail.
It's freaking crazy.
And they won't give me my medication. So just
Do you mind if I put that in the email too?
whatever you need to do, but send it. Oh, do not put that in the motion. Only send that, please, to ISIS, to send to the judge. Tell her it's direct communication because I don't want to make this announcement online to global YouTubers.
Wait,
And
what?
please do not forget that I'm
To global YouTubers?
trying to get the courtroom closed. Please don't forget that, which is why you're sending this email.
What are you going to do about all your bed stuff?
She didn't want us to hear these calls or anything. That's hilarious.
I'm really concerned about that.
I just have to wait for them to give me whatever they're going to give me.
The guards?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care right now. I don't care. I just want this email to get out, please.
Okay. I'll start working on it right now, and then by the time I get in the air, the draft will be done, and I'll as soon as I get internet access, I'll send it, okay?
Please, Peter. Like, you don't understand how much I love you for this, and I have nobody else to go to. So I'm sorry for all of this pressure and just always needing something and always just not having something good to say. So I'm sorry.
So don't apologize. And listen, it's okay.
Wow.
I get it.
So tired of losing. So tired of losing.
I'm not in your situation, so
You're a murderer.
you know, empathizing is hard because I've never been in this kind of situation, but I certainly sympathize.
With a murder.
I wish I could fix it, but I can't. But I will do it. But I will do what I can. That's the problem.
Like, Peter, we're not surprised you don't know how to handle it. She put her boyfriend in a suitcase.
Please tell them it's very important to me. Please stress that it's very, very, very important to me, which is why you're doing this. And I'm tired of walking around and just holding my guts in and smiling still. But if I have to do that, Peter, I'm going to do that, okay?
Well, listen,
And I hope sometime that you schedule to come and see me sometime now that you're an approved visitor.
as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to fly down to Florida with Julianne, and we're going to come see you. And don't worry about this email. Just consider it done and taken care of. It will be done today. What I need you to do is take care of your health, okay? So go find a quiet place if you can. Sit down, surround yourself with the people that actually give a shit about you there. You know, just heal, just heal. Okay?
Okay. So when do you want me to call you back? On Sunday?
Oh my
Why don't you
gosh.
do this? Why don't you give me a call tomorrow? Call me tomorrow after 12.
When do you want me to call you? Like around what time?
Anytime after 12. And if you want to call me today, you can try and call me anytime after 5 o'clock, and then tomorrow after 12. I probably won't have much to report, but if you want to just check in and vent and commiserate.
I have another medical emergency that I have to go to tomorrow morning. So
Why? What's going on?
Oh,
it's just
brother.
the amount of pain that I'm in, and the nurse told me to come back around the same time
Oh, that's
because she
it.
wants to make sure I'm okay. And look at, so I have to go back again tomorrow. So it's a lot every day. So
Yeah.
thank you. Please travel safe.
I will.
Please write this email like you've never written an email before and tell them how important it is to me.
Write this email like you've never written an email
Just tell
before.
them,
I will.
please. And don't forget to tell them about the whole YouTube thing, and which is why you're sending the email. And I have access to nothing, and I'm in incredible pain. And I just got back from being in the hospital. Tell them for a whole week, because I was.
No one gives a shit, Sarah.
Okay?
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna do that.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah.
Thank you.
Keep yourself healthy.
I love you, and I'll call you. I'll call you later, one way or another.
All right, please do.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
It's a medical emergency, she said. Well, Sarah, maybe you should suffer like Jorge did. Okay, this next call
To monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Are you available?
I am.
Okay, thank you.
So what's going on?
Okay, forgive me, but listen. I'm sorry if I come across cross, but you signing up to be like my power of attorney and being able to file things online with me and everything else that you agreed to help me with, I have nobody else to do it. So if you don't do it, then I don't have anybody else I can't even ask Nicole. Nicole's like, Sarah, I don't have access to that. Sarah, I can't do that. So I'm like, SOL with having you help me.
Access to what?
She can't file anything for me. She can't open certain things. She doesn't know she can't even read the documents that you can because you're in the certificate.
Okay, so I've gotten her some stuff, but I still have no access to anything. I'm just on the list. Have you not gotten any of their letters?
No, nothing. I haven't even gotten the instructions from the judge.
You still haven't gotten the instructions from the judge?
No. Peter, why do you think that I'm really, really, really trying my darndest to keep it together and not run screaming or jump off the highest whatever I can, I can't explain it to you. That's why I thought
jump off the highest bunk right above me.
We're leaving me high and dry. Well, I'm like, well, you know what? Nothing.
I'm not leaving you high and dry, Sarah. I'm trying to I'm trying to survive.
No.
So here's what I think. I think that the first thing that you got to do is get this information that you're supposed to be getting. And I don't know why you're not getting it, but that's like the number one thing.
Yes, I know. Okay, but the thing is, though,
she's like, I'm gonna jump off the bunk right above me.
Cal keeps sending me his crap, and it's a lot of ammunition, and I just don't know what to do with it.
He's sending you all of his stuff?
Not all of it. That's one of the things. So if you don't mind, if it's not too much to ask, please. But on May 10th, I sent you a message, like trying to find out where you were, and Julian ended up writing me back. But there's only like 1, 2, 3,
Sarah, hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So, are you sure you're available?
Yeah, I am.
I can call you later.
No, I got it. Okay.
Can you look at my email that I sent you, or the message that I sent on May 10th? Because then those are the things, if you could help me figure those things out or just give me an answer, I'll have a better mindset.
Yeah, so just, can you read them to me now?
Yes, I'm ready when you are.
Wow.
Okay, said that she sent you the Easter presents for Lucas. Have you had a moment, or Julian, or anybody to figure out what's going on with those? Because he keeps asking me.
Okay, so I'm not sure where any of that stands. I know that Julian had ordered those things and like spent $40 on it. I don't know whether he got the money back.
He did, got it refunded, and I thought it was you or he that said, send me whatever it is. I think it was you that said, just send me whatever it is. And so I think I sent it.
Like he was helping her to do this whole documentary, to show her side. Maybe she's innocent, et cetera, whatever. But like his world, like you don't run his world. Like she calls him all the time and wants him to do all of this stuff. Peter, do this, Peter, do that. Like, does she know the calls would be made public? No, I don't think she did, Q. They were supposed to be doing, I think, this documentary together, and someone can correct me in the comments or in the chat if I'm wrong, but I believe they had a falling out and it didn't happen. And so I think they started putting all the content out
2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Both you guys.
I remember. Okay, now you're jogging my memory. It was a piece of music that you wanted him to send.
A vinyl.
When he tries to buy it, it says like explicit lyrics, and the person that's receiving it has to be over a certain age. And he's like, this isn't my kid. I'm not sending this. And I understand why. He doesn't want to be sending a 14-year-old kid something that has an NC-17 rating on it, because that's just going to come back and bite him. And bite you, frankly.
No, it's not. Brian knows that I'm getting it for him because he was originally going to, but Lucas said, no, let mom do it. He'd rather have it from me.
Regardless, if you want, if Brian wants to get it for him, have him get it. I'll try and figure out a way to get him the $40 or whatever. But Julian's not comfortable sending it, and I'm not either. I'm not going to send something that says explicit lyrics to a kid that's not mine, that's 14 years old. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, what the?
Okay.
If you want me to send a gift card or something like that, I'm happy to do that. But yeah, I can't.
I understand.
Okay.
I totally get it.
All right.
Did you get the other link? Because it's a tie set that he can wear to his middle school graduation and then for his job interview for his magnet high school that he's going to.
What was that?
There's also a tie set, a tie, a handkerchief, and cufflinks that he can wear to his high school or to his middle school graduation, and then also for his job interview for his magnet high school he's going to.
Okay. Yeah.
She helped pick that out also, and I think that's like.
Honestly, I don't have the time to be like doing all this stuff. I'm like doing.
Yeah.
You have no idea how busy I am.
I understand,
How much?
which is why she sent the direct link.
Please just wait.
She sent the direct link to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Sarah, like you're in jail. He's not. Like
All you have
It's not
to
just
click on it.
yeah, it's not just clicking on it. It's every second of every day is taken for. So if I can, let me send Nicole a little bit of money, and then she can figure this all out. And I understand the currency issues, and that's fine. I'll take care of that. I'll figure it out. But I can't be like dealing with like the ordering and tracking down when it's missed, and I literally do not have the time.
Okay, well, it was just one fluke last time, and it's just turning into something that it's really not, but that's fine.
Okay,
Don't know why.
I don't have the time, Sarah. If I did, I would do it. I literally do not have the time.
wow.
So if can help you order it, I'll send the $40 over to her, and then she can buy it all.
She can't because it's $80 over there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why we tried to avoid her. And I'm just confused because one moment it's like, sure, Sarah, no problem. Here, you can get whatever you need or whatever you want. And then it's just, now it's just like unavailability. And it's just, we try to do what you tell us to do, and which is what I did with the direct links. And it's just, I'm just really confused of what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it and when I'm supposed to do it.
So you've been talking about the Easter thing?
Yes. And I mean, I don't mean to be a complete, whatever, but just like, I know, Nicole and I tried to take care of this from the
get
get-go.
everything you told us to do. Nicole gave us the address. We bought the stuff. Sent it.
We got like a $17 present, and then ended up being a $40 thing that you guys just randomly picked out, and that's why it was just on Walmart, and it could have been there on time. That's why I'm saying it just got all screwy and weird, and just like.
No, because we couldn't order it through.
I don't get it.
All right, Sarah.
Who do you guys think is sending her commissary or money? Anyone?
I know.
Maybe
Okay,
some
listen,
weirdo
you
dude
wanted us to buy something for $24.
that like prison to date prison inmates.
We couldn't do it through Walmart. We went ahead
Not
and I
Sarah
picked out some
Boone.
nice stuff for you for $40 so that we could get it there on time.
For sure.
It got there and it was the wrong address, which was not our fault. Sent us that address.
No.
Okay.
And it's not mine either. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's just, it's all stupid now.
But
you all angry at me or Lucas.
But honestly, Lucas
Yes.
getting his Easter present is the least of your problems.
No, it's actually not, because it.
Yeah, maybe fans that come out of the woodwork. Exactly, Agent Orange. No, she begs Peter to send her money. I know, but I'm thinking like no one in her family probably gives a shit about her. No one in Jorge's family liked her. I don't know if she had any friends. Her son ain't gonna support her in there. I don't even think he's old enough.
Something that I know brings him joy, and it's natural joy.
She probably
and it's
has a
something that I
fan
don't have to
club.
worry about with super stupid, awful strings attached.
I bet she has those people that, think she's innocent. Honestly, though, after you watch that suitcase video, like, just because she was drunk.
So no, this has been actually a really nice change of scenery, which is why it's actually been making me.
So what do you want me to do? I mean, I'm not going to order an explicit record.
I understand.
So what do you want me to do?
Okay, well, you instructed me to send direct links to you and Julian. So that's what I did. I think 2 weeks ago or whatever else it was. So now it's just you asked me what was on my list.
No, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. We just got these links like last week. And Julian looked at the links and he said that one of them's an explicit record.
Evie said, what's the word for people who like convicts? It's 𝗍𝗲𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗆𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗍𝗍𝗆𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍 pictures and stuff.
And we're not going to send that because I've been busy
I
for the
want to
last
date
week.
them. Hey,
This is the first time I can talk to you.
I
So now I'm trying to
swear.
tell you, I can't order that because it's an explicit, it says on the thing, this is an explicit record. Are you over 17? And yes, I am, but the child's not.
I'm not trying to talk you into getting him that. I thought we had moved on to that. So that's why I was trying to see if he could at least get the tie set and maybe you could.
I will get the
Hybristophilia is a paraphilia characterized by sexual arousal and romantic attraction to individuals who have committed crimes, such as violent offenders or murderers, often referred to as Bonnie and Clyde syndrome. It involves a desire to fix or nurture the offender. Oh.
tie set, and I will take care of that. I will get that done. I promise. And we won't have to go through Nicole or any of that stuff.
That's fine. Because she feels bad anyway for not getting the chocolate and the little thing before. So, I mean, so what? So it's just extra seconds for you to have to use in order to order the tie set and then send her money?
And do what?
So it's extra seconds for you to have to waste to order the tie set and then send her money? Or are you just going to send her money for all of it?
No, I'm going to get him the tie set and whatever the fuck it is that you want me to send him, but I'm not going to send him the record. If you want something.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, so if you want me to send him the tie set, I'm happy to do it.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so but let's talk about the legal stuff.
That's fine. Did you have the guardian ad litem motion filed?
I thought you said that you wanted to do that when you have your meeting with Brian.
No. That's why I sent you the revisions to put that in. And I thought that you said, I think last time you were going to work on it on the weekend.
Yeah, well, then I got so
I know.
slammed. It's like I can't. So, okay, so you sent me that stuff and you want me to file that, the guardian ad litem thing with those changes.
If you, I have my tablet here, so I can.
If you sent me the changes, Sarah, I will make them and I will.
I did.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you, I sent them to you on. So all you have to do is just go back. And then just a few things afterwards that I sent on the list.
Sarah acts like she's like, oh, it's like, what else are you gonna do all day than harass this poor man? Nothing, because you're in jail.
I mean, because like I said, I can't do any of this, so it's me just wondering with your accessibility.
How did you file motions before? I mean, you did it through mail, right? I mean, I'm just and I'm going to help you, Sarah, as much as I possibly can. But like, what are the options? If let's say I the 15 motions that I've already filed, like what would you been doing without that?
I wouldn't be able to do that. In county, I would handwrite them, but I also had access to an application on my tablet with a law library. I don't have that here. And then anything and everything that's in regards to a family law, they don't have anything about that here. I told you the last time I got up and I walked out because of how awful the clerk treated me, and I just left.
So there's no family law stuff in the family law library?
Correct. Or on the computer. It's all appeals and criminal cases.
That's fucking incredible, isn't it?
How do you think I feel? I've gone down there 4 times and been treated like shit every single time, and the last time I got up and I walked out.
Okay, so if you want me to do the guardian ad litem,
Sarah, and I think no one cared when you walked out.
That's probably going to be in like a day or two.
Sent you the message on May 8th at 12:05 p.m.
Yeah, and Sarah, I've been like I said, I've been slammed. I mean, I'm trying to keep my head above water here. You know, I'm not like getting paid for this. I'm not like.
I get it, but I'm trying to keep my head underwater. So think about that.
Sarah, I know. But you can understand, like, I got a family I got to feed and stuff.
No, but
yeah, he can't be talking to you on the phone all day long and paying $30, $50 a day, like Kenzie's mom was paying.
Started, that's all, because then I would have just been able to figure whatever else.
Wait, if I didn't,
I don't rely on anybody.
Oh,
Sarah, are you fucking kidding me? You know how much work I've done for you?
Oh my God,
I do. Yes, but
do you wish I never started or did any of this stuff for you? Nothing.
You, I wish, would not have taken on so much responsibility because now I have to rely on you.
You don't have to. Who else are you? Who else is gonna? Okay, all right. I don't.
No, help me understand.
Help you? Okay.
Wow.
Yes, please.
You have nobody.
I-
You're saying like, I wish I wouldn't have
Mm.
relied on you. Okay, so if you're not relying on me,
Oh my God, we were just talking about that, how she has nobody.
what were your alternatives?
Nothing.
Okay, so I'm doing everything I possibly can to help you. So that's all gravy for you. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
I think you're totally, as usual with everybody in my life, misconstruing what I'm trying to listen.
And explain to
Like-
me, what are you trying to say? Because I'm confused.
Okay, I'm in prison with a life sentence. I'm trying to fight for my life, for my son, with my son, and for have any type of money.
And why do you have a life sentence? Because you decided you wanted to be a narcissist dumbass and not take the plea deal. You guys, this can't be real.
So I can eat something without having shakes and falling off my top bunk. I know that you decided to be as my friend to help me not being a lawyer, and through all of this, through all of this. But yes, now that I have you've given me expectations of things of you and me working together where it's like we don't start something and then it can't be finished. And I understand you have a life on the outside just like Julian does and everyone else, which I myself would like to have at one point also. But at the same time, though, I can't do this without you. But you've had me have that reality check where it's like, well, he's on the outside with a computer, with access to the courts, with you actually have pen and paper and stamps. I don't even have that in here. So I have nothing. So you have everything. So when you show me that you have something of your everything that I can have, I'm going to try and take it. I'm not trying to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just trying to take the whole mouth. That's what I'm trying to do. So if you give me that opportunity and, I'm just not trying to.
Wait, what did she say? I need to go back. Listen to that.
Whole mouth. That's what I'm trying.
You're going to take the whole mouth?
To have something of your everything that I can have, I'm going to try and take it. I'm not trying to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just trying to take the whole mouth. That's what I'm trying to do. So if you give me that opportunity and, I'm just not trying to settle for nothing. Great for you. I don't know how any other way that I can take it or say thank you other than thank you.
I was very, very clear with you from the beginning of this month. And I said, listen, I'm going to help you as much as I can. And
I think this is when they start having a falling out.
frankly, I have completely burned myself because I've spent so much time trying to do stuff. Okay. So, and I told you that I was going to help you as much as I can. And I have. I think I've gone way over and above than anybody would ever do. I understand you're in your situation, but that doesn't change the fact that I can only do so much. One, I'm not an attorney. Two, I'm not getting paid for this. Three, I'm trying to support my own family. And, I got people here that rely on me.
I don't know why
And I know it might not be enough for you.
It's more than.
But it's all I can do.
It's more than enough. But my thing is, though,
But it's
I
not,
can't
Sarah,
see
but
certificate
Sarah,
of services.
not,
I
Sarah,
can't do
it's
anything
not.
online.
Sir, it's not enough for you because you're complaining and you're telling me that I'm failing you. And
Not once did I, and not once did the word fail come out of my mouth.
no, you said I set these expectations and that, like,
Okay, let me ask you this.
yeah.
Can I go online? Can I go online?
No, I don't think, no.
Can I file anything?
No.
Can I read anything? Can I even mail a letter? Like, even if I wanted to mail a letter, I can't even do that. Like, if I wanted to mail my own motion, I can't even do that.
If I had all the free time in the world,
I'm not asking
but I
that.
can't do
I don't
that.
know how this all turned around. Like, it's crazy over, like, man, like, I just don't understand how it turned into this.
I can tell you how, because you're
And I've not even complained once.
No, I'm not. Okay. You're frustrated because you can't get stuff done and you don't have enough resources out there. And the one resource that's doing anything for you, you're saying it's not enough. And I can understand.
I've never said that.
Understand that you're frustrated, but I'm telling you.
You don't know why we're having this conversation. I don't understand why you feel the way that you're feeling over all of this. I've never said anything derogatory or anything about you not doing enough for me. I just don't understand. I was repeating to you the instructions that you gave to me over Lucas's effing Easter present. And then this is where we are.
You're telling me that, like, oh, you can't take 5 seconds to type, to order this or order that. Say, man, I got only so many minutes in a day that I can spend on this. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll get him the tie. I'll do that. Don't worry about it. I'll figure out. I'll lose another 5 minutes of sleep. That's fine. But
Okay, but I would like to please make sure that you understand this. You instructed me about the Easter present. I followed your instructions. I did what you asked me to do. For the guardian ad litem, you instructed me to send my minute revisions. I did that. So I'm following your instructions. So it's just, you're telling me to do these things. I do these things, and then what?
okay, well, life happens, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep my own head above water here, and
Wow.
I'm doing everything I can.
I know you are.
So, like I said, I'll get the tie thing sent, and I'll get the guardian ad litem motion. I think that you should actually bring that to your pretrial, but if
How
very
can
honest
I bring
with
a
you-
guardian ad litem motion to my pretrial when I'm on a telephone in a dark closet while they're in the courtroom?
okay, like I said, I will get that filed, and
I just wanted to make sure the revisions that are on May 8th that you asked me to do, and I did on 12:05 p.m. May 8th.
okay, I'll look at them. What are the other big ticket things that we have? Because, and then I'll just tell you like what I can do, what I can't do. But I mean, at the end of the day, Sarah, like you got 15 days. The most important thing that you can be focused on is coming up with the parental plan and what you would be agree to as terms of a settlement. Because you do not want to go to court.
Have you read the 8-page trial file, the pretrial filing? This was filed by Martel.
No, I haven't seen any of that.
He's like, I just told you I don't have time for that.
I don't have access to the court filings. I'm still not approved.
You were included on you were included because it was a filing, so you are included in that filing. So
What was it called?
it's a pretrial, the pretrial statement from Brian and Martel. 8 pages.
How do you even know that even exists?
Told me that it was filed.
Okay, so that's in the county clerk's thing. She has access. I thought she said that she got access to all that stuff.
She does not. I'm not sure where you got that information from.
Oh, wow.
Well, she was the one that told me get it notarized. She sent me the application, exactly what she did.
Well, then I don't know why she would go the extra effort or mile to tell me what's on there and just not read them to me.
I feel like Kenzie and Dom would be Sarah and Jorge, except Jorge and Dom would be different. The older version, because they're very toxic. Sarah does have an alcohol problem though, and I don't know what else. I think Jorge had some problems too, right? Did he suffocate? Yeah. He was alive in that suitcase. And it was, I know. Can you imagine being in a suitcase and you can't get out and you're like, shit, I'm gonna die in here?
Okay, I don't either, but I was under the understanding that she had
So
access to all
terrible.
those documents. I know Lana did. So
There's a
okay,
pretrial
so
statement.
what do you want me to do?
I mean, I would like to know what it reads, please.
Yeah,
Pre-trial meeting that Martel was supposed to schedule with me.
Yeah,
I
suffocation.
don't know. Is that something that the judge?
That was actually, I think, the actual cause of death, suffocation, February 23rd, 2020. Weapon method is suitcase.
Was supposed to order,
Whoa.
or is it a recommendation? Is it something that she highly tries to implement, or what?
No, he's supposed to do it.
Right, because then they prepared their pretrial statement, which means that it appears that I was the one who did not want to have anything to do with it, which is what they did to me the first time and the last time.
All right, so do you want me to email Martel and say no?
Yes.
Okay, so
And if you could please, after you read it to me briefly in the judge's instructions, where whatever the blurb is, if you could write it verbatim per the instructions of whatever the document is, you are supposed to, by law, case law, or whatever the heck it is, schedule this meeting with Sarah Boone, which you have not done so, and she has been avidly and eagerly awaiting. So whatever the instructions are, please, if you could write that exactly in there, because he got the
Wow.
same copy you did. I just haven't gotten it, which is really crazy.
you've gotten no mail since you've
Correct.
been since you've been at the annex house. You read me something that it was like you got something from the court.
The only thing I've ever gotten were the instructions for the case management conference when I was on the other compound. Martel sends me all of his stuff, but I don't get anything from the judge here yet.
Well, you're going to get that thing from Martel. It just hasn't gotten through the system yet, right?
Yeah,
I'm
Sarah.
guessing so. I do not know when he mailed it or when he sent it or filed it or anything else. I don't have access to a computer.
Well, you talked to when did she tell you about it?
Yesterday.
Okay, so that's why you haven't got it yet, because you just filed it.
But she also said, too, that the understanding is that the pre-trial statement is prepared and filed because the mediation
You have 1 minute remaining.
was ignored or never done. And that's why I keep asking you, please, if you don't mind, if it's something that he has to do.
If you need to do your pre-trial statement, I have no idea, Sarah.
No, the pre-trial meeting, the mediation.
If you have to do that,
If he had to do that, he's the one that was in charge of coordinating it, but he never coordinated it.
right? And my understanding is when I read it to you was that it sounded like that was something he was going to have to do.
I have to call you back without it hanging up. So if that's okay with you,
Yeah, call me back.
Yeah, I can tell that things are starting to change with them too. This next one is, I think it's a call, and then I think it's an email reading or tablet message. I don't feel bad for
We're
her
not
one bit.
going to at all like this.
Ooh.
Warning, you are not going to at all like this message. I am sorry, but not. Over it, and I honestly don't care. I'm used to nothing and no one. Just another day in prison with my illness. Of course, the attorney you arranged for me bailed. That's what all my attorneys do. All of them I've...
So this is from Sarah to Julian, which I think is the other partner that they were doing the documentary with. It's, I think, Julian and Peter. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says, fair warning, you're not going to like this at all. Sorry, but not over it. And honestly, I don't care. Oh, February 22nd, 2025.
ever had. Now you know why I picked up on all her sighing. Nothing new. It's fucked up. The last words out of her mouth were, quote unquote, I'm willing to take you. Always the short end of the straw after I'm promised all the straws. My life always, I get excited for nothing anymore. Why should I? Life in prison. With my illness. No lie. In all seriousness, what is the point? To go through all of the anguish of trial, ridicule, embarrassment, shame, and otherworldly sadness. For what? To go through all of that again? Maybe 30 years or 20 years instead of life? Come on. So I can drudge through my 65-year-old life, figuring out how to get a car, which was scrapped. A job. I am a murdering felon, somewhere to live, probably a shelter, have a relationship with my son. I missed his childhood and all the milestones, his high school, driving, girlfriends, soon-to-be graduation, college, marriage, a baby.
Well, because you decided to murder your boyfriend in a suitcase.
I lost anything from my dead family's legacy to show my son that they even existed. This was all auctioned. Strangers have it or it's in the garbage. My pets? Both handicapped dogs died while I sat in jail. Any money to live, thrive, or flourish. I lost everything and have no family and no alimony to make my mockumentary with. For you all to drop kick the hornet's nest of publicity and hate, unholiness, and disdain all over again? Nah. My illness can eliminate all of it. Remedy. Most everyone will clap. I don't care. I guess I have to put on my fake-ass smiley face so everyone thinks I'm such a strong person and brave and smart and bold. So here, if you feel like it in between everyone's quote-unquote breather, when is mine? What outlook is supposedly not promising? You say to just wait to see who calls back? You mean to say if the call back? What happens if no one does? I suppose I should just wait for the rest of my anything to be taken. You say, quote, unquote, not in best legal position. When have I ever been in any of this? Let me know when and how I can be. It doesn't mean I'm fucked in everything and there's nothing that can't be done. It is just that no one will do it. I've kept myself afloat this long in all of that everything. As far as my being, quote, unquote, realistic, I am all the time. It's called hope. If anyone would listen to me and make an attempt to understand anything, realistically, realistic would be seen as realistic. just like when the attorney you arranged saw, but didn't want to care enough or put extra effort forth. All of this after she said she would. Next. Quote, end quote, frustrating. No one knows my frustration, nor will ever. I was almost beaten to death by my raping, raging, and now dead boyfriend. I am now...
That is so messed up. Dead because you made him that way. Wow.
now being beaten to death with life in prison by the, quote, justice system, as well as my former husband, as well as the hating world until I take my last meaningless breath. I will die frustrated. You said, quote, fair and reasonable, not always so. When has it been in my entire minuscule, meaningless life? Just once? You said get wins where we can. Where it all? In my stupid fucking criminal case with a life sentence? Again? To go through all that again? In the meantime, let my ex-husband take my almost inedible, muddy crumbs to have a life in the real world if I ever make it, shaking my head. Here are my list of requests, my catalog order you both have been promising me, and to tell you anytime what I need. If so, I can't pick and choose what gets fulfilled. The entire order is declined. I can't get most. I went by you and Peter telling me, don't worry, especially Peter while at the horse show getting contributions from so many supporters who want to chip in and told me to just send my list. I did. So now what? Declined? I was supposed to have funds in my account by this upcoming Monday, February 24th. And believe me, I understand and live a quote, end quote, a terrible time right now. It always is, guys. I get it. Used to it. Gonna be like that for the rest of mine. Now on to the previous list. James, fuck him. I'm writing a letter to the bar. What's his bar number, please? And the address for the FL bar. Joshua Adams. Fuck him. I'm writing him a letter this weekend. I'm also including Judge Kranick, Lord 𝗲𝗏𝗍𝗂, Deputy Clerk L. Keating. Billy Lane. Fuck him. Writing him a letter this weekend. Whoa. He has all of the jurors' names. Again, this was his job before, during, and clearly should have been after. Kevin Beck. See previous message. If you all are uncomfortable with asking him to help me with commissary, along with all of my other valid, useful requests, he also told me to just ask. Please give me his phone number or tell him how to contact me on the tablet and I'll do it. He is an asset to my appeal and life in prison if he is willing to do all he said he would during my trial and to my face. Aramark. I don't have free money to lose. I wrote a letter yesterday. So are you going to call at least for record? I stated in my letter, I have multiple people trying to get my money back. Appeal issues. What else do I have already ready to add or give to whoever is my appellate attorney? Nothing except what is continuously carried over on my repeated pain in everyone's fucking ass to-do list. Appellate attorney you found to speak with me. What is she to my appeal? Is she even still on as consulting? When was the last time she was spoken to? Her feedback? Nikki Adamando. Why can't my story be like hers? Has anyone watched her podcast, Believe Her? What about criminal procedure law 440.471? Has anyone researched this to apply to my appeal? The film agreement. What was the exact date you received it? Peter, my feelings will not be hurt if a piece of your minds is given over what I said and how I said it. I'm all about face value. Take it or leave it. I wish I could leave it. Obviously, it's been a heavy day and I don't care about anything. It's always the same shit, and same shit. I do love you both and I'm grateful. I just wish...
Same shit, same shit, same shit.
I didn't have to worry about all this all the time, on the brink of hopeless. No wins, hopefully just not yet or not when I'm 65, and will just stay in prison because I'll be too old and unaware of the new world. Keeping it real.
What the... I think this is when they stop working with each other. She has access to eat. She refused the deal, so everyone is against her. Not fair, right? She put herself where she is at.
An inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global 𝗪𝗪𝗆.
Hello.
I'm calling you back. Well, I went down to medical. Did you not get that message?
No.
Okay, well, I had a call out for a medical that I didn't know I was on.
Oh,
so
shit.
This doesn't sound like Peter.
I went down there and they said that So my second blood work came back for negative about whatever it was they were testing it for, but then also, so I have to have 2 more ultrasounds. So I just wanted you to know that.
Okay.
That's whatever it is, just
Yeah.
whatever they got to do. I'm just happy that it's on the state's dime and not mine. So
That's right. There you go. This is an opportunity to switch that thing 180, which is pretty awesome.
But look, okay, first off, what do you think my goal is?
Your goal overall is to get out of there.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. And to have a house or somewhere to live and get my car back, and first and foremost, get my son back in my life, and eventually have a pet and just like try to be somewhat normal. And
Well, Jorge doesn't get to be somewhat normal and have a life.
that's my priority and what comfortable. Yes, that's what that is my goal, is to get the fuck out of prison. And like my thing is with the documentary, where it's like, I think you guys care more about what other people think about me than I myself do. And that's what I think the whole point of you guys trying to make this for me is to either, I don't know, just try to make other people see me from the point of view where I think you guys see me. But I still don't think that you guys know me 100%. Like, you're close to it, but you're more than half. But I think you guys care more about what other people think about me than I do. So
unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to think the same way as us. I don't care overall. If you don't like me,
I think this might be Julian, the other co-partner or whatever from the documentary.
don't give a shit. We do care what judges think. We do care what the attorneys think. Because I can tell you one thing, if we continue on the direction that we're going right now, you will not achieve your goal.
how so? Where's your crystal ball? So
Because
you want me to conform?
Because, okay, let's do an exercise real quick, just for the hell of it, okay? We had an attorney prepared to come and defend us. For whatever reason, she has a conversation with you, and now she's gone. Because for whatever reason, she didn't get us in from you that she wanted to work and fight for you.
Think that's me? Do you think that that's me and I said something?
No,
I told you she sighed the entire time.
That's what we have to change. Because we want her, who gives a fuck if she sighs?
Because
So we
that
have to-
means
we
that
have to
she
wipe
doesn't
that.
care enough. But that doesn't, I got the vibe she didn't care enough. That's why I was like, why do
I can guarantee you. So going forward, we're not going to make those assumptions anymore. Listen, you went through 8 on the first time around. We just went through 1 right now. You got to believe me.
No,
When
that
you-
means I totally
when you
have
send-
to settle.
You're going to have to fucking settle.
No, man.
You want to achieve your goals.
One way or another, obviously, yes. I
Okay.
don't spend the rest
In
of my
order
life
for
here.
you to achieve your goals, you are going to have to settle. They go hand in hand.
Okay, so wait. So my understanding is from both of those comments, number 1 about Kate, it was my fault, and number 2, all of my other.
Why do you immediately do that? You immediately say, I'm saying it's your fault. No,
Because you're not explaining the reason why.
It
And
does-
I don't even know the conversation that you and Kate had between one
it
another.
doesn't matter the reason why.
It does, because I sit here wondering, thinking it's me.
The outcome is what matters, not the reason why.
The last thing out of her mouth. The last thing out of her mouth was, I'm willing to take this. And yes, you have a lot of options.
Yeah, well, she changed her
That's
mind.
what I don't understand, because my confusion is, what did you say? That's why I'm like, well, how?
Nothing. I didn't even speak to her. I got a text message. She called me afterwards. She just said, I just don't feel comfortable going forward because her and I had a good rapport. Then she called me and she says, another part of the reason is don't want any publicity around my family and my kids and all that. And I said, okay, that's fair.
Well, she should have thought
did.
about that beforehand.
She didn't know you beforehand. It was her husband who knew. She didn't know a thing about you. She doesn't do social media. She doesn't do all that other, all that shit.
I didn't tell her.
When you say your name, you figure she knew. She's an attorney
So you
for
guys
you.
just assumed.
Huh?
You guys just assumed that
Yeah,
she knew.
same thing that you do. So yeah, I did assume.
So the whole thing was a waste of time. The whole thing was everybody's waste of time.
No. Well, who gives a shit? That's my time. It wasn't your time at that point. I'm the one who took, I took that responsibility. It doesn't matter, Sarah.
Listen, but let me tell you, it does matter, because if I didn't spend 2+ hours on the phone with her and the dysfunction of being down there for a half a day, I would not have missed my interview to where I could have been moved to a different dorm on a different compound with air conditioning. But because I was on the phone with her and basically wasted my time, I missed that interview.
All
so
right,
that's
well,
why
that
I'm
sucks.
still stuck here and hot as hell.
That sucked. But we're all having to do sacrifices here.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep going.
How about instead of automatically assuming that the person doesn't give a shit about you, why not speak to them in a manner so they start giving a shit?
Well, if they weren't talking to me in the first place, then they obviously give a shit.
You told me that you assume you told me that you assume nobody gives a shit about you. You know, nobody ever has given a shit about me my entire life. So that's how you approach things, you said.
Well, and you have to remember, I've been incarcerated for 5 years, so I know the different breeds of humans.
I know.
It's like they think that you're the best friend and they'll pray for you for a bag of fucking chips. And there's things that I want to say, but I'm going to hold off from the conversation because of the things that you've been telling me. So I just feel like there's things that I can't be 100% honest with you guys about because...
No, you can be honest.
Everybody's sensitive.
You're missing the point.
I'm not.
No, you are. It's not sensitive. You were insulting, Sarah. You insulted him.
That's how you guys took it. That's not how I meant it.
Oh yeah, Sia was right. Here, Julian refers to a nasty email Sarah sent Peter that they spoke about on a prior call. Yeah, this is when they start falling out.
Okay, you want to do it? You want to do an exercise? You want to do an exercise? How about we have somebody who can have Lana, Nicole? We'll have somebody else read the email and see how they perceive it.
Just about it on the phone.
Just for the hell of it. Just for the exercise. We can do that. That's an option.
None of their business, number one.
I know, but I'm just saying, you're calling us sensitive. I think 99.9% of people would be like, that's kind of an insulting email.
How do you know that? How do you know that they understand me more than you guys do?
I don't know that. I'm saying that 99.9% of people will believe that that's an insulting email.
Wow.
So how do they know that you're not just out for something from me? How do you know that they don't think that you guys are just out for me with a documentary? I wouldn't show that to them if I were you because there's two different ways.
Listen, I'm making a point.
I don't understand what the point of saying it is.
Sarah, we're going to go through this thing, but you're going to learn very quickly and you're going to get frustrated. If anything, what you should do is start to observe a little bit more, just sit back and observe a little bit. We're going to start seeing history repeating itself if we continue the way we're going. We got to make friends. I think that's the best way to put it. We got to make friends.
Listen.
We got to make some friends out there right now because friends can help and they can help us and you.
I know. That's what you guys are. But I'm also not an ass kisser or a conformist either.
Okay, that's fine. So then let's be silent. Don't say things that can be considered insulting or aggressive or, and attorneys are a rare breed. They don't want too much work.
Clearly. And then they lie to get off the phone with you because they're afraid of what you might ask them next to do. That's what Kate did.
They want to go in 4 or 5 hours, make a few grand, get the fuck out.
She really has issues. Yes, Q, I agree. She abuses everyone in her life. She tries to gaslight everyone. Yeah. I agree. She doesn't know how to have relationships, friendships, relationships, etc.
And we got to play ball.
I don't believe that, though.
Sarah, I'm not asking you to believe it. I'm asking you to do it.
Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
Huh?
What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing?
What do you mean, what are you supposed to be doing?
You said, I don't expect you to believe it. I expect you to do it. So what am I supposed to be doing?
You got to go out there and make friends.
Ooh, that's a bad way to live your life, man, because you should think everybody...
We're not living our life that way.
Apart.
Dude, who the fuck's living their life that way? We have a goal. Remember?
Yes.
Wow.
Listen, and everybody's trying to help carry each other's crosses, okay?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume that everybody is subpar and sensitive, okay? Is that it?
You call me sensitive?
You're subpar and sensitive.
Again, I'll get in the fucking car down there right now.
I'm talking about the rest of the people that you and I have. So be nicer to people than you should treat them.
So every time you like before you speak, just tell yourself this. Remind yourself of your goal. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
All right. Be good. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wow. You can never get enough of her. Subpar and sensitive is diabolical. I know. This next video is just 9 minutes long. It's Sarah, her journal entry. It's titled "The First Date and the Aftermath."
George and I met at Devaney's to have some drinks, talk, and get to
Here in these journals, she talks about her relationship with George and allegedly how he was abusive and did all these horrible things to her.
know each other, and then came back to my house to finish. He would tell me about his family, kids, growing up, divorces, etc. We eventually had sex, which was very rough, weird, and uncomfortable, and he kept trying to turn me over, saying he was going to fuck me in the ass and that he wanted that, and said, I am going to do that to you. I repeatedly said no and stop while trying to wriggle away from him and turn around. I remember him pulling and grabbing me. I remember how hard it was for me, gritting my teeth, him.
She is literally talking about Jorge.
Telling me to get over here and just take it. I broke free and cooled him off some. We got dressed, smoked cigarettes, and had a drink. He told me it was going to happen eventually. He started to call me names like dumb bitch, fucking cunt, and whore.
Whoa.
I asked him to leave, but he made me sit next to him on the couch. Then he started yelling at me.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know that it was this inappropriate.
And punched me on the side of the head so hard I fell between the couch and the table where he couldn't get to me. He got up, dragged me by my legs, made me sit up, and pointed his finger in my face. He yelled, to get in the corner, you stupid dog. I moved over to...
I don't know that I believe everything she's saying in here, in these journals, because she wrote these after the fact. So I don't know if I believe them.
The corner with my knees in my arms. He came by and hit me again in the head and told me to lay. So I got in the fetal position on cold pavers in between the plants. George sat on the couch, ranting, still calling me names and saying he wasn't going anywhere. He kept drinking. I thought he was going to kill me. I was so scared and so terrified. I kept thinking how and why this was happening. I have never been hit or treated this way. I kept wondering how I was going to get out of this, to get away, to see again. I started crying really hard, asking him to please go. He said, I'm not going anywhere, and told me to shut the fuck up. I tried talking to him and asked for water. He patted the couch for me to sit next to him on the couch, really nice-like. I thought it was over, so I went, but then he hit me in the head again and said to stop talking. He told me to get back into my dog house. He forced me by my arm back in the corner and back into the fetal position. I tried calling and yelling for help, but he just laughed and mocked me, saying, just shut the fuck up. I laid there balled up, crying with my...
I seriously don't know if I believe anything she's saying here. I believe they were both violent and toxic with each other, but I feel like she would be doing this.
My eyes closed, waiting for him to leave. He went inside, daring me to get up or move. He kept looking through the back door, tapping on it. I knew he was there, watching. It felt like hours, and I had to use the bathroom. I went and looked quietly. I saw him asleep on the couch, so I tried going inside, but he locked the door. I ended up urinating by the pool equipment in the rocks. I raced back on the ground, thinking about going to a neighbor's or calling 911, but was afraid of what he would do and that it would make more trouble. I fell asleep eventually and woke up when the sun was just coming up. I remember the birds chirping. I got up shaking and looked inside, still shaking, and the door still locked.
Yeah, Reese, I just said you're basically reading my mind. People like this often tell stories about other people, but it's about them. They're projecting. Absolutely.
I walked around to the front, which was unlocked. I looked around under the beds, in closets, the garage, the car, everywhere. I figured he went out the front, which was why it was unlocked. My keys and phone were still on the small table in the foyer. I locked all the doors and showered while crying and looking at the bruises on my arms and thighs and feeling the lump on the side of my head, all while still hearing his rant and name calling. So I called my son to hear his little voice and make sure he was okay and got into bed. George texted for a few days later saying how sorry he was, what a terrible person he was, asking me to meet up. I didn't respond, but he pursued. I felt sorry for him after he told me everything he'd gone through with just getting divorced for the second time, missing his kids, and his mom leaving because of his dad. I thought maybe he just needed a friend, someone to talk to, and that he'd been through a lot. So I met him at Muldoon's. I met George at Muldoon's where we'd sit outside and talk. He would cry almost every time. All the while, I'm going through my separation with Brian, so it was something
George would cry all the time.
he and I could go to and talk to each other about. We talked about a lot, and we had a good time until he drank too much. We laughed more than I have with anyone ever. I was happy he would tell me things and feel better. I knew he did what he did on our first date because he had a lot on his mind. He was stressed and he was upset. I kept listening, helping, and trying to encourage him in everything. He said that this was one of the reasons he fell in love with me. It was always nice until George had too much to drink and he would think too much about all the bad in his life. Every time, sometimes, just to be truly mean to try and make me feel bad or worse, even than he did at that moment. Whatever the reason, it made no difference. George and I went bowling. My friends or would call, or sometimes Brian, when he had a question about, I wouldn't answer unless Brian would call back to back and the others would leave voicemail. When George and I went outside to smoke a cigarette at the bowling alley, people would talk to me. George would get upset and make me go inside. We had fun bowling, ate pizza, played pool.
I don't know that George was as violent as she says, but I do believe they were very toxic with their friends and out in public, and they were both heavy drinkers.
Then went home, and I was living
Never
at Brian's
ends well.
house at the time. George's ex-wife called and always berated him for not sending money to his kids, for never calling, and for not taking care of them in any way, especially their son. She called him a piece of shit. This happened often after she found out that George and I were together, and when he was at my house. In turn, the night went down the toilet, and George got really mad, hitting walls, punching holes, slamming doors. Then he got sad and cried, and then got angry all over again. Friends kept texting me that night. During all of this, George got so infuriated that he went to the garage, got my dad's hammer, and came back to my porch. He destroyed my phone, smashing pieces everywhere. He took it all out on my phone. It was unsalvageable. I asked him to leave, and he started crying. I wondered if he was going to hit me with the hammer. He hit my phone.
I don't think he started crying
So hard. He took chunks out of pavers on the porch. He called his brother, who came and picked him up. The next day, I had to get a new phone. I went to 3 different stores and spent all day doing this. That on top of the money I had to spend to get a new phone. George started texting me a couple days after that evening at the bowling alley. He kept leaving messages saying he was sorry and really wanted to see me. So I picked him up and we talked about what he did. He apologized and we agreed we would work through it. He smashed my phone 2 more times over the same thing, getting mad at his ex-wife after talking to his daughters, or when Brian or my friends called. He didn't want me to talk to anyone. Eventually, he kept the hammer under the table. And when George got angry and upset, I'd always talk with him. I would change the subject, turn on music, dance, play cards, go with him for a walk and look at the stars to calm him down. Sometimes it would work, sometimes
look at the stars to calm him down.
not. I really wanted to help George, to make him happy. He'd talk about how he wanted to die or cease to exist, as he said, but I wanted him to love life, not hate it. He could be happy. After all, I had seen it, but drinking unlocked the devil, as he would say. I try to not let him get to that point.
So I see that Jamie says, how did these come about? So I think while they were in the middle of doing the documentary, she was doing, I believe, documenting stuff for them, Peter and Julian, and the calls as well. And I think they had a falling out. And then Julian and Peter decided that they were going to release the content anyways. That's what I think happened. This is the last Sarah Boone journal entry for tonight. I'm going to continue to do them because there's quite a few more. Please hit that like button and I will probably schedule more for the weekend.
His bike over to my house, which was my ex-husband's. We'd swim, spend time with my son cooking out, making s'mores, and have a good day. George and my son would play all the time together. George was very patient with him, but he'd get rough sometimes. When my son would leave, we'd have some drinks, and George would say how smart my son is, how good looking, and how he's going to be somebody in the world. He would even say he hopes that my son will give us a shout out when he is walking onto the stage, graduating college. Then we'd start talking about his kids. I would say how beautiful his daughters are and how strong and handsome his son is. George would get quiet, sip more vodka, and say his kids are nothing. He would say that they'll never be like my son, that they would never be as smart or as good as he is, and that his kids will never amount to anything, even combined, that they'd never be like my son. When talking about one of his daughters, he would say that she makes stupid decisions and bitches about how miserable she is and it's her own fault. He said that she needs to shut the fuck up and deal with life like we all have, and that no one made her move out at 18. He would explain that he's sick of hearing it. He would say that another daughter is a tramp and got kicked out of school for fucking around with guys, and everyone knows what she is. She now has to be homeschooled, and George thought she would be pregnant by 16 or 17 and waste her life like he and his ex-wife did. She was George's favorite. She was born out of anger when George was cheating on his ex-wife. He and his ex-wife decided to renew their vows and have another child. When she caught George cheating, she told him their baby wasn't his. When he found out she was really his child, he loved her the most, knowing she was his and not someone else's. George never really spoke about his childhood except how strong his good arm is, and would tell me stories about him as a child, sneaking out to ride the bus and get grape soda. George said he hates God for making him the way he is, being born with cerebral palsy. George said he would never forgive God. George would say that my son is only 10 years old and only getting smarter and more handsome, and then that his children are nothing. His ex-wife would always call to remind him what a terrible person and father he was, and that he left his family, letting her take care of everything for everyone all the time. George would drink, crying, until he passed out. In turn, and thinking how I can help, I thought about his children and the boots they really wanted. I researched the boots online, went to stores with George, and called around. I found them at Dillard's for $200. I went there and bought them and had them shipped. That made George happy for a moment. George would always compare his kids to my son and compare me as a parent. This would eventually make him sad and upset, and then he would take it out on me. During these episodes, his kids were brought up often. When his ex-wife would call, drinking ensued. He always thought his entire family hated him. I encouraged him to start calling on a weekly basis and reminded him that it's never too late and that it would only make them happy. George started, but sometimes
She's such a liar and just making herself like look better.
he'd get incredibly mad at me, saying I was forcing him. He would tell me to stop trying to change him as a father. He slapped me across the face, once yelling at me to never speak their names again. I asked him to leave and went inside and locked the door. He kicked the door open 2 times and pulled me outside in order to sit with him. He told me not to leave and said, "Don't ever leave him," while begging and crying. I kept telling him about how he makes me feel when he hits me and to stop. I asked him to try to just be happy, to think positive thoughts, and to make an effort. George always said he was going to change and would be apologetic. He would stay on the porch at my house, my ex's. He would play on his phone, drink, and blast music until the early morning hours, 3 a.m. He would then come to bed wanting to have sex. Sometimes I'd lock the door so I could sleep and or avoid sex. Sometimes he would be violent in bed, intentionally making it hurt. Other times I'd be mad that he wouldn't just come to bed earlier, or mad that he wouldn't turn the music down. Every time the door would be locked, he'd get a hanger and pop the lock. I had to take all
Oh my gosh.
the metal hangers out and throw them away. Or he would get my credit card and jimmy the door open because the latch was unable to connect fully. He laughed when he saw me trying to fix the latch. When I told him I'd get a real lock, he said, "I dare you." He told me he'd still get in even if he had to kick the door in or take off the hinges. There was no privacy or time alone. There were multiple times I kicked him out and put his belongings.
Yeah, it's not what we heard in court. You're right.
Belongings on the front porch so his family could come and pick them up. I always put these outside, nicely folded. He always came back to my house, riding his bike, coming to my back porch, showing up, looking over the wall. One time, he punched holes in the laundry room door. He broke the back door, a bedroom door, and once tried lifting the garage door to get in. He also smashed and destroyed my phone a third time. George would throw me around like a rag doll, taking out his anger from when his mother left his dad. He would leave bruises all over my body. I'd have to wear long sleeves in summer to hide them at work and also to hide them from my son. Whenever he'd drink, he would talk about how his mom was abused by his cheating father and share with me the horrible things his father did to his mother, the things he remembered growing up. George and I would go over to his brother's house to socialize and party with everyone almost every week. The first time I was introduced to his family, his sister-in-law noticed my black eye and bruised arms. She asked how I got them, and I came up with a story to get her to stop talking about it.
I believe the families knew how they were.
Apparently, she had been telling her husband every time she saw any marks or bruises on me. When we would come over, she would take me in the bathroom and have me take off my shirt to do her body bruises inspection. I'd always tell her it's okay. I would tell her to please not worry about it, but one time both arms were riddled with bruises, as was my bottom right jawbone. Also, my back had 2 huge bruises from being punched. She covered her mouth with her hand when she saw. She teared up and told me that this has to stop. We went about our business mingling, drinking, and talking, then went outside. George and I were talking and arguing about or why I was telling everyone about him beating me and showing my bruises. I told him that I didn't have to say one word, that the bruises said it all. We were getting a little loud, but still just talking when all of a sudden one of George's brother ran from the side of the house and tackled George to the ground, beating and punching him while yelling, "Stop hitting her, and you are just like Dad. Don't put your hands on her again." She had gone and told George's brother how bad my bruises were, and they did something about it. He beat George on the ground so hard you could feel it strong in the ground. Everyone raced over to them and then started screaming at me to get out of there and to just go. So I got in my car and went home without George, wondering what happened. He didn't come back the next day, and he didn't call, so I tried calling him multiple times, but there was no answer. I tried his brother and called anyone else I could think of. I believe it was his sister who eventually answered his phone. She told me to stop calling, "You fucking bitch," and that he was in the hospital because of me. She told me not to fucking show up or she'd kill me, and then she hung up. I had no idea what happened or the severity. No one answered their phones when I called back trying to find out what hospital. Since I knew his social security number and date of birth, I started calling local hospitals. After the 3rd or 4th one, I found him at Florida Hospital in Rawlins, Florida. I wanted to leave right then, but remembered the threat of being killed from his sister, so I waited, hoping George would call me or answer. I went the next morning and
That's funny because in that video where they come to her house, she's like, they call me, what was it? The white dragon with blue eyes, and how they were going to kill her and have someone come after her if they found out what she had done to George.
To his room. His brother was silent, sitting on the couch. He said nothing as I went to find George unconscious on his bed. I held his hand and bawled. Just looking at him was horrific. His brother told me that he almost killed him. George's face was completely bandaged up except for his swollen black eyes. He didn't say much. I went to the nurse station, and they told me he was just transported from Winter Park Hospital and will be having surgery. From that point, I stayed with George all day, every day, and until he was sent home weeks later. I talked to nurses, doctors, and surgeons. I bathed him. I showered him. I fed him, drove to appointments, made his calls, paid for prescriptions, his supplies, etc. I handled everything for him. I made sure to let everyone know that George had someone there that cared for him and that he knew what was going on. I was glad to be there also, as no one came to visit except the one time his family came. They had to be escorted out due to being loud and threatening toward me. His daughter said she was going to beat my ass dead. George told them to leave, and she kept pointing her finger at me, saying I was lucky other people.
I believe they did not like her at all. That is believable.
Were around. She said it was all my fault. They left, and I remember George thanking me for being there and caring for him. Right before surgery during prep with the medical staff, I got a text from my job stating I was laid off. I kept reassuring George he would be okay and I'd be waiting for him when he was done, which I was, every day until he was discharged. His family was irate. when he said he wanted to go with me and not with them. I heavily encouraged him to go, but he started crying and begging that he go with me. I missed Christmas with my son tending to George, which I will never get back. I was just glad I was there to help him and that he was healing, but he swore he didn't look the same after the surgery and slowly became more angry and bitter. His family kept saying it was all my fault, calling me the blue-eyed white devil. I think George started believing everything they were saying. His daughters said he looked different, and that also really hurt him. I did everything in my power to continue helping and consoling him. I sacrificed precious time with my son and lost my job, all while dealing with my divorce. I heard about George's face every day, especially when he was drinking and when he saw himself in a mirror or caught a reflection somewhere. I think he felt utter disgust and was so guilty. It changed him mentally and emotionally even more. This was another burden for him to carry and one for me to deal with. This experience was truly life-changing for both of us. A good amount of the violence and abuse I endured afterwards, I feel, was spawned from this happening. His family never treated me the same, and I wasn't invited over much to anyone's house. When I did go, it was highly uncomfortable. I was always being threatened by his sister. George kept getting drunk, sometimes really drunk. He started fights, tried to take my car, passed out at people's houses, and was dropped off to me the next day, sleeping in my car, because I didn't want to fight or wrestle him to the house. Once, George fell into the fire pit at his brother's house. He caught fire and burned his legs. It was bad. Everybody freaked out. From there, we had a serious talk about us and our drinking, etc. I couldn't really continue being beaten and babysitting. I told him there's more to life than just drinking. No matter how hard I tried, George was never 100% with me and unhappy, becoming more manic and depressed. He always swore on his family's lives that he would stop drinking every time. His facial reconstruction fight lasted longer than just the night it happened. It never went away. I always heard about it and had to deal with it. It changed everything, all of which is supposedly my fault. My fault. George continuously beat me, and his brother gave him a beating. Right.
That's ridiculous. Lies. Lies. Shout out to Third Rail for having those, by the way. I will link in the description. Sarah's a damn liar. Okay, we're done with the journals today. We'll continue tomorrow. You have effed up your son's life. She was totally disrespectful to his family. Yeah, she was. Yeah, it was long. Of course, they did not like her. Look at the chat, and we've never met her. Agreed. Sure, she was the world's greatest parent when she was being a parent. She only had her son a few hours a week. Anybody can be good parent for a few hours. I do feel bad for her son. Ooh. I would too. I do too. And I would want nothing to do with her, honestly. Who knows, though, when he grows up, how he'll feel about his mom and what she did. Anyways, that was fun. I love going through Sarah Boone content. I don't know why. It's just so entertaining. Shout out to you guys for being here. Okay, I asked in the chat who's going to stay awake and who's going to bed. I know 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is going to bed. I have Corey Richin scheduled for tonight. So I'll leave it up. If you're awake, go hop on over there. If you're not awake, go to bed. Hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to continue Kenzie and Sarah Boone probably this weekend. I want to get through these journal entries. I've never heard them before. So shout out to all of you guys for coming through. I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Bye.